They did not know I speak their language. First week at the bakery, I kept my head down and said yes to everything. 6 a.m. opens, trash run, mop water that smelled like pennies. The place was all white tile and mirrors, the kind of pastry cases that make people whisper. Chef Arnaud ran the kitchen like a church. Front of house was me, 2 college kids, and a latte machine that screamed every time milk touched it. Everyone talked to me in English. Smiles, lists, do this, do that. But from the kitchen I kept hearing it. The low current of French. Not the sweet textbook stuff. The quick kind. The kind that snaps. I grew up in Montreal. My mom taught me to stir a pot with one hand and translate with the other. At the bakery, I never let it show. People treat you different once they know you know. Second morning, I am loading croissants into the case, glass all clean, and I hear him. Chef says in French, "Do not break the glass, little doll. It costs more than your shoes." The guys laugh. I pretend my hands are too full to react. Put another tray down like nothing. It became a game I did not sign up for. In French, he called me the smile at the register. Said women sell sugar better than men. Said my hands were too slow, my brain too soft. When I rung up a big order, he would slide by and say in English, "Good job," and in French, "Look at the puppy wag its tail." He told the kitchen to send me burnt ones when I ordered my break pastry. I took the burnt ones. I ate them right there in front of him. The college kids caught on because he made it a show. He would shout to them in French, "Give the doll the closing shift. She will clean and shut up." Lena laughed. Tom laughed. If I looked at them too long, they looked away. I started putting my phone in my apron pocket. Voice memos, times, dates. He joked about customers too. The old woman who asked for decaf, he called her a corpse with a wallet. The couple with accents, he said the smell of cheap perfume could curdle cream. All of it slid under the marble like grease. One morning he switched the prices on 2 cakes. 40 became 80. A woman asked why. I went to check, came back and told him in English we had a mistake. He said in French, "We do not correct mistakes that make money." I repeated it back to him in the exact same tone in my head. Out loud, I told the woman we would honor the card. He looked at me like I had broken a window. He started testing me. He paired me with Tom on inventory, then told Tom in French to let me count alone because girls count feelings, not numbers. He told Lena in French to leave me on register during rush. Let me drown, we will watch me splash. He leaned in on a busy Saturday and said in French, "She is decoration, not a person." He was so sure I could not touch him. That certainty has a smell. I wrote everything down. Times, words, the little things he thought were nothing. I opened a private file. I saved the audio. I'm not brave. I had no plan at first. I just kept gathering it because my body needed proof that I was not crazy. That afternoon he told Tom to throw away 2 perfect cakes because the tops were not shiny enough for his feed. That is when it clicked. He cared about appearances more than anything. Monday morning, first rush. Line out the door, hands everywhere, milk screaming, bell chiming. Chef is slicing strawberries with that little smug rhythm. He says in French, "I want the girl to smile bigger today. She sells better when she pretends to be stupid." I set the tongs down. I wiped my hands on my apron. I walked around the case, pushed through the swinging door, and stepped into the kitchen. I stood in front of him and said in French with formal address, "Chef, please do not ask me to act stupid." The room stopped. The mixer was the only thing that kept talking. His eyes did that quick flick, confusion that turns into fear. He tried to laugh. He switched to English. He said I did not mean it. He said I must have misheard. I answered in French with patience that tasted like metal that I had recorded him for 2 weeks. I said the dates. I said the words he said about the old woman, about the couple, about me. I said them exactly. I watched the faces of the cooks fold inward one by one like paper closing. He dropped into French fast, too fast, words tripping. He said, "Do not do this, not here." He said, "Please, I need this job. I have rent. I have a child." He reached for my arm like he could pull the language out of me. I stepped back. I kept my voice formal, steady. I told him I had already sent the file to Maya at 5 this morning. I told him she was in her office now and I would be there in 3 minutes. I told him the card price incident was in it too. I told him there was camera footage on Saturday. His mouth opened and did not find anything. The bell at the front rang again. People in line shifted. Maya came through the back door because she had heard. She looked at me, then at him. She asked me in English if I had the audio. I nodded. I pressed play. His voice filled the kitchen, clear as glass, sweet in English, rotting in French. Maya did not blink. The cooks stared at the floor. Lena held a tray like it was going to fall.